face. But as soon as I told him, like, Jay, you know, it's chicken wire under the fingers, you know, and you just bend it back. It's not like I broke it. He literally thought that I snapped the fingers. Like, you think I would destroy this animatronic robot?
You know, it's bad when we go to places at like museums and things like that. And the first thing I have to say this to Steve. Steve, don't touch anything. We were at a place the other day, and he goes to pick the thing up.
I know.
It's already broken. It looks like they super glued the damn thing together.
That's exactly.
I'm like, Steve, don't touch it. I swear to God, I'll kill you. Don't touch it.
It's true. And it's bad now, because like, now that the show has a certain degree of popularity, most of these places know of this show, and they'll tell me themselves, you know, look, Steve, don't touch it. Please, like, we took the ropes down for you, but it doesn't mean you can touch things.
It's bad enough that when we come to your... All right, you know, I won't get into too much details, but, you know, people need to be a little more cautious with their stuff. We go to the house, if Steve walks up and hits play on your VCR, no, take tapes out.
She was a very pretty client.
Shut up.
Is that our client? Yes, it is. Play. Pause. Slow motion.
I'm gonna borrow this from just tonight.
Oh, the things we see.
But I did leave a text for every other team that comes in. Hey, check the VCR. And everybody's like, really? Oh, yeah. But then you see the client's husband, and you're like, oh, yeah, what's up?
Moving on.
We were looking for, you know.
Yeah, leave it alone.
I was just wondering, how did each member of the group actually get involved in the group itself?
Actually, it was funny. Steve had contacted me a long, long time ago. I've known Steve longer than I've known Grant. That's what most people don't realize. Steve contacted me a long time ago about wanting to become part of TAPS, and I declined him. I turned him down.
He was like, "What? You live where?"
Dude, you live 2 hours away. Now set up your own group. We'll talk another time.
You're 2 hours away. I'm not into it. All right, man. Well, let's keep in touch. Okay.
And then, like a year and a half later, we started meeting up, hanging out, and everything else.
Well, actually, about 2 years later, you had contacted me. I don't even remember that part. He contacted me. He's like, "Hey, man, I see you guys are investigating. You do things sort of the same way, disproving things. You know, why don't we sort of get together, maybe join forces or something?" And I said, "Jay, do you remember me? Like, this is Steve. 2 years ago, you told me to bite the dust, to get lost. What are you doing?" And now I'm not too far.
Oh, man.
But luckily, it worked out.
Yeah, it did.
And it sort of spawned the TAPS family.
And Dave Tango he's kind of like a stowaway. We picked him up somewhere in Jersey.
I was living in a tent.
Yeah. But no, honestly, we did an investigation for a group that Dave belonged to way back then, and honestly, we fell in love with the kid. He's like a little brother to us, and you know, we brought him on some investigations, and he stayed with us. You know.
Thank you.
We were looking for a member. You know.
We were.
And luckily, it just was the right time. And I remember having a conversation with Jay, and like, you know, Tango's a good dude.
We were looking for a member to replace Brian, and we were so.
It's true. We quickly realized he's you know.
Not Brian.
Right, he's not a Brian.
Brian, not Brian. I got Jay drunk.
I don't recall that night. Maybe because I was drunk. Anyways.
Okay, roofie.
It's children.
All right, I have one question. Which case was the most extreme that involved a child or more?
Ooh, most extreme.
For a child.
See, case probably wouldn't be, it wasn't a televised case. It's not a televised one. We were sent to cases, we were sent to a case involved a small female child that the family believed was possessed. That was an extremely bad case that we were on.
Yeah. We had the one case, I forget the kid's name, but do you remember all he would do was cry the entire night. He wouldn't sleep, he wouldn't do anything. Literally for months in a row, just cried and cried and cried and cried. And we got there and definitely straightened things out for them. That was nice.
Okay, I have a question, sorry. Speaking of Brian,
Okay.
the funniest thing I think I saw on the show was when he ran screaming from the prison hallway going, dude!
Run. Never dude run.
Yes. Have any of you ever gotten so spooked that you like went, oh my God, and backed up or anything?
No, and that's the thing. First off, why run from something? Because here's the issue there. You turn your back and you're running from it, you can't see it coming up behind you to defend yourself. So it makes no sense to me. At least if you stand there, you can at least, you're not putting your tail between your legs. You can try to defend yourself to the best of your ability. And we've also looked at it. If Satan's in the closet, hey, I'll go in, just record it. Let's get it on camera. I'll take a good beating as long as we can get some great evidence. That's why I've never understood the people who let's attach a camera to a tank because it's unsafe in that room. What the hell are you talking about? Then why are you in the field?
So. Yeah, you shouldn't. I mean, if you're if you're going to run, we all get startled. I've been startled, and you get very startled sometimes. But it quickly turns into excitement and not fear. But for some people, like him, it turns into fear, and he had to get out. My whole problem is what you guys drilled home, most was not that you're a jerk for doing it, but the client who has had you there for thinking you're the professional now sees you running out and screaming like a
never go back in.
Right, you'll never go back in. You're going to be looked at like a clown. So it's just not something you should do in this. I mean, if you think there's somebody outside and you want to get there fast to see if someone's contaminating your evidence, sure, maybe you got to run or something. But when it comes to the paranormal, you got to treat it gingerly.
I've scared the hell out of you on cases lately too, and you haven't run anyway.
It's so crazy.
Scared me a bunch of times.
Oh, I did. I got you.
Remember when we? Well, we'll get to that.
What?
When we I don't know when it's going to air, so I can't. But we found all the Halloween.
Oh yeah, jeez. Well, yeah.
Found a whole.
Even better than that was when we set up Tango, and I had the machete in my hand, and
that was fun.
Machete.
The bell was taken. I still ran.
Right.
Hey.
Was there ever a time when you told a client the house was haunted and they wanted you to get rid of the entity?
They wanted us to get rid of it?
Yeah.
We were right up front. We tell you right out. We're not going to tell you we can remove this thing. Can't guarantee we can. That's not why we're here. We're here to document what's going on, see if we can come up with some solution for you and help you out that way. So, no, I'll never tell a client I can get rid of something. So, okay?
Even if we could, you just can't. There's no way to. You can empower yourself. We do educate the clients to maybe take steps to maybe take their home back. But to get rid of it, the only way that we've really found is that if it's attached to an object and you figure out what object it is and you remove it from the house. That's really the only way that I've found is
That can be a long process.
Long process.
All right, guys. Got a question to ask you.